Being honest may not win you many friends, but it will always make you the most. The right ones don't care what other people think, are thinking about you since everyone else is only thinking about. They say that every second you waste by comparing your life to someone else's is a second you could be spending with them. Those of you who don't get attached to anyone emotionally, people change. Even your closest friends can become strangers. Every day, learn to be happy and satisfied by yourself. Even if you need someone to be with, happiness will weaken you. Talk about your progress instead of your goals. You'll always be driven, trust me. Being alone is better than being with others. Bad people tend to ask for the most. You are the ones who don't do much for your duties hold significance for you, yet they don't fear exists to indicate your desire to take action, not to deter you. You care. Don't make long-term decisions about, only if you elevate her will the feelings endure. She is left with no alternative but to gaze down upon people give you advice based on how they see things. You don't have to say everything in your head. Don't do anything that will make you have to lie. Later, as light travels more quickly than sound, some individuals appear, bright until you hear them talk. Don't look for happiness, it's not there. You are always inside yourself, and you owe nothing to your younger self. But your presence is responsible for everything. Self-care means recognizing that you are your best friend. Problem: your parents were right more than once, even if not in school. Qualified: stop insulting them when they tell you to. You act like you've been there. Before you think too much, it destroys the situation and turns things around. Worrying about irrelevant questions exacerbates the situation. That is, if you're going to get mad about, consider the question, will I remember this in 10 years? Years. Take care of your body. It will be with you for the rest of your life. Despite its strength, it can only yield results based on your input and effort. When someone says they are telling the truth, you can be sure they are. You're not being truthful. What do you choose to do with the time you have? If you play today, you won't make any mistakes in your work. Don't compare the behind-the-scenes parts of your life to someone else's. Just because you miss someone does not mean it. That you miss them doesn't mean you need them back in your life. First, you pick a partner based on how they look and have fun until you recognize that your children will follow their actions, not their appearance. You can't have everything, so you have to trade something. Discover who your true friends are. We are seeking individuals who speak positively about you behind your back and negatively about you in public. Letting go is hard, but it's the best use of your time is to increase your level of fear. The more knowledge you gain, the less fear you will experience. Never prioritize someone if they only make you feel inferior. Choice. If you're friendly with everyone, you're not friendly with anyone. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth, so use them. The most important thing you need to accept about scale is change. You don't just live once, you have many lives inside you. When we can see the good in people, life is easier and more beautiful. You can cut all the flowers for other people. You can't stop spring from coming. Watching others will reveal more about them than they can say. Tell you that everything you do is if you continue to piece things together, you will eventually be able to understand. What gets you going is your commitment to why you did what you did. Being consistent and persistent gets you there and keeps you there. Multiple love affairs aren't a big deal. When someone you love leaves you, it's usually because if someone tries to bring you down, that only means you're better than them. Do not make promises that you will not keep if you do not plan to do so. While it may not hold significance for you, it could hold significant value for someone else. Otherwise, going back to your ex is like showering and then putting on dirty clothes. Keep an open mind and act like an artist, but don't be afraid to fail and learn from your mistakes. Scientists, you struggle to find your purpose in life. If not, find your purpose where you are and find meaning in your life. Don't accept it. It could change your life in an instant. Take what you have for granted and be thankful for it. Then use it to do beneficial things. You become wealthy when you pursue new adventures rather than material possessions. Thoughts cloud things more than actions, so you can't think your way into them. You must create a new life. First, your life serves as a reflection of who you are. Until you understand it, thinking that you can find happiness will only make you unhappy. Being content means that all you have is the present moment and what you deal with it, and be astute enough to seek assistance. Be smart enough to know where to look for it. If you have the ability to remove something from your life, do so. Ego. When you express gratitude, you will perceive more beauty in your surroundings. Your life will look nicer and you will feel better. You just stop caring until that happens because you won't forget some bad things. It's not about your finances, so don't worry too much about it. It depends on how creative you are with what you have. Fear limits most people throughout their entire lives and permeates everything they do. Their choices. Do what you can to control them, beat them, and enjoy yourself when you do. Before you can swim for your goal, you must have the courage to let go of it. It's never too late to take action. Do the things you've always wanted to do, and don't let people who don't believe in you stop you. They may be releasing their own products. Fears. You can't change what happened, even if you did something wrong. If you or someone else messed it up, don't be upset about it. People who are afraid or hold limiting beliefs will always project their fears onto you. You need to make a wall against this noise to keep yourself safe. Keep your past private because only you know the truth, and meaning that other people might not get or even use against you. Tomorrow might be very different from today. If you continue to cry over what's not working today, your tomorrow is not. Sometimes the world attempts to shape your identity, but if you choose not to listen, you'll never be able to stop thinking and listening again. I hear that things won't go as planned in your life, and trust me, that's a beneficial thing. One time I was alone and thought I'd hit rock bottom. However, during that difficult period, I encountered individuals who imparted valuable knowledge. These lessons helped me get through it, and they might do the same for you. People are no longer for or against you. They are for you. They believe that the future is better than the present. There are times when you just have to leave people behind and let things end. When you're at your worst, your true friends turn into parents. When things are at their worst, the only way out is music. You're stronger than you realize. You've persevered through every challenging day. Your life and you are once you've won, no one will care for you as much. Nothing is as hard as it was once you face your fear. Think your way out of problems and grow. Believe in miracles and you're already halfway there. There isn't always a good reason to meet someone. It's true that there are days when you want to do nothing. Which days are required for the task? Most of the time, you can only alter your feelings and actions. Do not try to change other people, because it rarely works. Hard times at work often prepare regular people for extraordinary things. People who believe in the beauty of their lives will have a bright future. Dreams. Sometimes the only way to find our real path is to let the wind blow us away. Change is beneficial, but don't sacrifice your personal development for it. Anyone who feels pain will have to suffer. Your strength, intelligence, and toughness exceed your appearance. Believe in yourself. You've made it through a lot. You have no idea how strong you are, but you'll get through anything. Until strength is all you can do, change of choice is not a threat. It's an opportunity. Every day we either make our lives worse or better, depending on how much work is the same. So don't expect anything different. Keep in mind that life isn't always fair, and that you can often catch liars and cheaters. But you have to keep fighting no matter how bad things look. I hope and wish things would change, but they don't. I am picking new things to do and working hard. If you want someone to be honest, don't expect them to be cheap. People, when your patience runs out, you understand you didn't wait for the song, "Long Got to Love Yourself Before," is on repeat. You can love other people even when adverse things happen. Makes us hurt, but the pain is meant to teach us a lesson. We don't have to experience pain in order to enjoy music. Being in pain helps you make beneficial decisions. Making incorrect decisions leads to knowledge. Don't let the things that happened in the past stop you from seeing what the future holds. There are no limits to what you can do in life, except in your own imagination. Keep in mind that we need to face the problem instead of wishing it hadn't happened. You have to let go every day. It's not a one-time thing, over and over. Once again, challenging paths always lead to breathtaking destinations. Sometimes you have to decide to turn around and go in a different direction. Write another book or just shut up. When you emerge from the storm, you will not be the same person. Courage is the most important thing of all. You cannot practice any other trait if you lack courage. If you give most people a chance, they will lie to you. There is a chance you won't die if you fall into the water. If you stay there, you'll drown. Life is naturally dangerous there. There is only one big risk you should never take: the chance of doing it. Nothing. Every new stage of your life will need a different color. Without seeing the whole picture, you can take the first step of faith. Just take the first step up the stairs. Step 3. Never let anyone tell you that you don't deserve what you want. The biggest risk in life is taking too many chances. Be careful. Learning how to is the most important thing in life. Fall harsh days get better. Improve yourself so much that you don't have time for anything else. When people attack others, it makes them own lives as if they weren't hard enough already. Ultimately, a challenging lesson in life is that not everyone is the same. There is no happiness or contentment without you. There is only one thing that makes people unhappy in this world. From one state to another, only a man who has felt fully alive remains. Depressing situations can seem overwhelming. I agree with Bliss that difficult times can be gifts in disguise. We must endure hardships, yet in the end, ultimately, it fortifies our resilience. And smart people understand that replaying events in your mind is a waste of time, as the situation will change. Never be the same as anything that comes to your mind. People will come and go from your life, and some of them will be unexpected. Becoming old memories of a short time you thought was one of the most important things I've learned in life is that we heal at our own pace. Let's forgive a little stupidity and enjoy it. Living a long time and being smart enough to avoid making mistakes will. Do difficult times not make heroes? It's in the tough times that there is a hero within each of us. Revealed that happiness isn't having no troubles. It's being able to handle them. Then the most brave thing we all need to do is be brave enough to let's put our history and past behind us and embrace our future. Dreams. Your life won't change unless you think you know someone, but you really only know what you want. I know it took a while, but I've learned that you can take anything you want from life without giving anything back. You should trade your energy instead of worrying about things you can't change. What can you make? When you mature, you stop complaining and justifying your actions. The music changes, making it difficult to understand everything. Right away, sometimes you have to take a moment to say goodbye. The only person you must become when free is yourself. You don't need coercion to pursue your interests if you have a compelling reason for living. We'll get you there, and your life will get better when we understand that we don't need to be perfect or try to know everything. We strive to make someone smile, something that makes someone feel loved and trusted in. It's never too late to start over, people. You should be aware that persistent actions can occasionally result in bitterness. Fruit. Sometimes you have to let go of parts of yourself, or you'll never be. You don't have to let happy walls stop you. If you hit one, don't turn around. Give up attempting to overcome, rise above, or navigate through it. It's not always possible to get what you want, but sometimes it does happen. You need to take the first step to choose not to stay somewhere. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridges to cross. You only need to pay to burn the bridge. Pay close attention. Lessons start when you are. Ultimately, facing your feelings will make you stronger and happier. Avoid ignoring or turning them down in the long run. If you really care about something, stand up and fight for it. It keeps your ideas and words safe when you're by yourself. The problem arises when you don't share your life with someone. You spend it on other people. While you work toward your goals, you should be grateful for what you have. Goal setting. If life teaches us anything, it's this. That doesn't change the fact that you won't always fit in. It's better to just be music, no matter how hard you try. Don't forget that every journey ends on a certain day. When one door closes, another one swiftly opens. But we frequently have to wait a long time. We apologize for not being able to see the open door through the closed one. Always trust your instincts, regardless of what others may say. Don't let anyone fool you. Don't take people for granted. You don't realize the depth of their significance to you until they pass away. They teach us the most about not giving up when things get tough. You are the only person who can be your best friend and your worst enemy, and you have the power to choose which one is worse. Commonly, you can't control how other people act, but you can always choose how to handle it. Don't cry just because it's there. Too much smile because sometimes You have to lose everything to discover yourself. People can only get better with age if they are ready to learn. They learn from the lessons that the bad times in their lives teach them. Their hard times teach us that it's stronger than ever before. I believe that it was your responsibility to advocate for yourself, not for anyone else. If you keep trying, you might not always be able to help someone change for the better. You'll reach a point where you can't do it any longer, and they clearly don't want to. You can change your life by making choices. There is no plan, just the results of your decisions. Be careful with good kindness only goes so far, and some people may take advantage of you. Being generous, you can either give up in the face of your problems or rise above them. They'll be the hero of your time with the people you love is the most valuable thing in the world. When we think about love, we often forget that being content doesn't depend on getting it. Instead of dwelling on what we lack and showing gratitude for what we do have, the past is the present you are living in. You must help yourself. No one else can. You will feel more in charge of your life once you realize this. Life